hoping that my son will be a perpetual learner. So make sure that you keep up with reading all your different magazines. Go to trade shows, go to conferences like this, go to conventions. And let me just give you an example of finding out a new trend. Who would have thought 15 years ago that I would be using a phone to check out my client or take a deposit over the phone from a client yesterday while I'm in Colombia because she wants to get her eyeliner done next month? But with that little card reader that I put onto my phone, who would have thought of that we'd be doing that 15 years ago? I certainly didn't think that I'd be doing it on a smartphone. I didn't even think I'd have a smartphone. But that's just an example. You read and find out what the trends are going to be. Okay, how about systems? Have systems in place that give you the numbers that you need so that you can truly analyze your business. I have my business plan for my business, and I do enter in the information, and I sit down and I really study it. And I'll ask my husband questions and ask him if he thinks this is good or bad or indifferent. Studying the reports will help you reach your goals and meet your budget. And it's pretty exciting when you reach your goals. And it's honestly when you don't and when you're behind. And then you got to start thinking, what can I do? You got to lower my expenses maybe here or there. You can't always just raise the gross profits just because you want to. Sometimes you just got to cut it off at the bottom, get rid of the expenses. And computerize. Most businesses are computerized today, but I can't emphasize enough how you can use the computer. We had a situation here yesterday, and I shared it with one of my colleagues. We needed to, wanted to fax something. And I'm thinking, fax? Why don't you just use your phone? What do you mean use your phone? Well, use the app that's on my phone. It's called TurboScan. It's one of the best apps that I've ever gotten because I can take a picture with the scanning app, and it takes it full size, and I can just email to the person, and it doesn't print out a tiny little picture like you do when you do it with your camera and on your phone. It actually will print it out life size, and it's a great thing, so you don't have to fax anymore. So you can just we're taking and using TurboScan and taking pictures of our expenses because we have to turn them in. So just little things like that can really help you if you learn about apps and use your computer. So how about training employees? It costs a company not to train. It costs a company not to train. Hire for a 29-day trial, because then if you decide that they're not going to make it, you can get rid of them and let them go nicely. Say, well, the trial's over, but it didn't quite work out. Teach employees where the money goes. I once took a dollar bill, I cut it in half, and I tore it in half, and I said to my employees, this is where half the money goes to your compensation. Now with this other half of the dollar bill, and I started tearing off in percentages, 30%, 20%, 1%, etc. And when I got left, I had a little sliver left. And it showed them that even though they would see hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in, there was so many expenses. So I'm a visual, and I really got through to some people by doing that exercise. Get references before hiring. Stop babysitting if they're just not making it. Don't put a whole lot of effort into it. You know, we have the 80-20 rule. You're going to get most out of your 80% of your people. There's going to be 20% of your people on your team or in your department that are just not going to give 110%. As much as you want them to, it doesn't happen that often. So know that 80-20 kind of guideline. Let employees off the hook for occasional accidents, because we all make them. One-on-one meetings. You know, we say, some managers will say, well, I have an open door policy. And, well, they can come see me anytime. Well, people aren't going to come to you complain. So what I learned to do when I had to oversee 8 hair salons and I had a couple hundred employees, then I had all my managers, I had 2 per store, so I had 16. I met with my managers one-on-one every single month. One-on-one. I cut out 1 hour and I sat with them and said, I always said, what's going well? Just don't complain, what's going well? And then I talk about some promotions, and I said, what could be better? Those 2 questions are key when you're meeting with people. What's going well, and what can be better? Track mistakes, and then find a solution to eliminate these. Let's just say we have a floral salon, I guess you call them floral salons, floral shops, and they close every Thursday. They decide to close it at 5 o'clock. Well, then Valentine's Day rolls around. And don't we have a Valentine's Day here in Colombia where you do it for your loved ones, the heart? Yes, don't you have something like that here? Yes. Today? Today? Oh, got to track that, and then next year, make sure that you learn from your mistake, because you probably have a camera, and you probably have, all you have to do is listen to how many phone calls came in, or have a camera where it shows people coming to your door, and you say, boy, did I screw up. You know, we really should have stayed open until probably 8 o'clock, even though it's a Saturday, because of it being a holiday. So track your mistakes and learn from them. Manage your managers and let your managers manage the employees. You know, don't be so over-controlling over over all of your people. You know, kind of let your managers manage the people under them. If the manager gets really stuck, then he's got to go to the CEO or to the president. But remember, go in with plan A and plan B. Don't just lay it on his lap. You don't like that. Family employees, hire them on a trial. Family employees got it tough. My family just sold, I had 3 brothers, 1 sister, and my mother. Just sold the family business, one of the family businesses, that the last one they've been running, after 39 years. They had their times where it was hard, but for the most part, they stuck it out, and they kept separate business from the family stuff. You know, tell the family, tell your employees, show them, write them, whatever it is, that when they're doing things well. I can't emphasize that enough. Be the cheerleader, then everybody can be a cheerleader. So you must have financial controls also. People will steal. I know you don't want to believe that, but when given the opportunity, some people will steal. So have controls. You must have employee manuals, starting with employee number 1. When I went to work for the salon owner that bought my salon, he made me director of education, and I had to start with nothing for manuals. I had to create every single manual, and then I started doing all the orientation training. And you know, you can get all kinds of things off the internet to give you ideas for putting your manuals together. It's easy to find out what demotivates an employee and fix it. Just have those one-on-one meetings and ask them so that you can work on fixing it. And learn to know what employees really want. And it's not always money. It really isn't. So many times, if you do any sort of testing or psychological kind of profiling that with your employees, you find out it's really not so much about the money. It can be about money, but it's really about them feeling good about their job when they go home, and they want to just feel like they've really accomplished something. I know for me, I like to lay my head down on the pillow at night. I like to reflect upon the day, and I like to think about how many people did I help. How many people did I help? The cancer patients, a lot of them that come to me, how many did I help give them eyebrows back? And it makes me feel good. Marketing. I'm pretty good at my marketing, and you have to get good at marketing to get the clients in the door. Marketing gets people in the door, and then you have to sell them. Okay, remember that. You got to get them in the door first. And where you're located can be a great marketing tool, like me in the spa. You know, you don't necessarily have to have a big store.